Trump's not messing around. Look what he just put at site where 31K illegals were arrested. It's happening, folks. After decades of Republican presidents promising to do so, but then conveniently forgetting after being elected, President Donald Trump is starting to build the wall. Yesterday the Department of Homeland Security officially announced plans to build a 15-mile prototype of the border wall in liberal San Diego, California. The department actually had to issue a waiver against multiple environmental laws and regulations set by the weaponized far left-wing agenda-pushing Environmental Protection Agency to build the wall with what they refer to as robust physical characteristics. This particular 15-mile stretch is what the Border Patrol refers to as a high illegal entry, which makes it a grid trial run scenario. If the idea works out, then we can expect a wall spanning the entire US/Mexico border in the coming years. All this is happening thanks to the Department of Homeland Security's implementing President Trump's Executive Order 13,767. WMD reports. FBI data backs up Trump claims on illegals and crime. Largely unreported data published by the FBI appears to back up Donald Trump's contentions regarding illegal aliens from Mexico committing drug and violent crime offenses in the U.S. According to the FBI, criminal gangs, in some regions comprised significantly of illegal aliens, are wreaking havoc in the U.S., with 65 jurisdictions nationwide reporting gang-related offenses committed with firearms account for at least 95% of crime in those areas. The FBI further documented gangs in southwestern border regions consisting of up to 80% illegal aliens were committing a multitude of crimes in America, including drug-related crimes, weapons trafficking, alien smuggling, human trafficking, prostitution, extortion, robbery, auto theft, assault, homicide, racketeering, and money laundering. The information was contained in the FBI's 79-page National Gang Report published in 2013, the most recently released extensive agency report providing an overview of gang activities and trends in the United States. The data is newly relevant following a national debate about illegal alien criminals emanating from Mexico sparked by Trump's controversial comments. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best, Trump said when he announced his run for president. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people. Trump has since clarified numerous times his comments were in reference to illegal aliens crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. I accept the 80% number, but I've heard testimony that goes higher than that, Representative Steve King, Republican Iowa, told WMD. It might be that gangs are now starting to recruit children that are born to illegals. Ann Coulter takes apart the arguments from advocates for amnesty and illegal aliens, in Adios, America, and in the course of her work reveals that Democrats always have thought of immigration reform as a way to stuff their ballot box. That might account for some of the remaining 20%, he said, noting it could get worse. You turn over another generation of this and you won't be able to characterize them as illegals anymore. They will be anchor babies. Michelle Bachmann, a former member of Congress, added, with every news cycle, Donald Trump is being proven right about problems associated with illegal aliens. The Dem GOP ruling class in D.C. is petrified. Their false claim that massive third-world immigration is good for America is unraveling. The ruling class should be worried, and their handmaidens in the media, because the American people are sick of watching our glorious nation be destroyed and they are longing for a true champion to fight for American greatness and sovereignty. She said, Trump just might pull this off. The FBI's latest National Gang Report extensively documents criminal gangs, some comprised in large part of illegal aliens, are indeed importing drugs and committing a high percentage of violent crimes throughout the U.S. One section of the 79-page report details gangs in the U.S. border. It documents gangs, especially national-level Hispanic gangs, such as MS-13, the Chiranos, and TB, continue to pose a significant threat to the southwest border region. The report reveals that in many cases, gang members who commit criminal activity in the region are not U.S. citizens nor lawful permanent residents. The FBI documented that surveys conducted by U.S. Customs and Border Protection indicate in some southwest border sectors the percentage of non-U.S. citizen gang members was as high as 80%. The report states that once deported, gang members have been documented as repeatedly attempting to re-enter U.S. illegally in order to rejoin the gang and engage in criminal activity. The FBI statistics show gangs exploit opportunities along the nearly 2,000 miles of contiguous U.S.-Mexico territory to engage in a multitude of crimes, including drug-related crimes, weapons trafficking, alien smuggling, human trafficking, prostitution, extortion, robbery, auto theft, assault, homicide, racketeering, and money laundering. Of these offenses, drug-related crimes, such as production, smuggling, trafficking, and distribution, are the most widely reported criminal acts committed by gangs of all types, according to the 2013 report. The report relates gangs are establishing and maintaining mutually beneficial relationships with international crime syndicates, including Mexican transnational criminal organizations. These cross-border relationships, the FBI warned, increase profits for gangs through drug distribution, drug transportation, and the commission of violent crimes to enforce drug payment and protect drug transportation corridors from rival usage. Firearms proliferation, military weaponry. Perhaps just as alarming is the section on weapons and explosives, which notes the massive proliferation of firearms among illegal gangs, revealing gangs are in possession of vast quantities of handguns, rifles, both semi and fully automatic, shotguns, and in some instances, machine guns. Gang members use these weapons in violent encounters with rival gang members, law enforcement officers, and innocent victims, the report relates. Law enforcement officials in multiple U.S. jurisdictions reported gang members in their regions also have been caught in possession of law enforcement-only and military weaponry such as assault rifles, grenades, and body armor. Law enforcement officials surveyed nationwide reported a full 30% of gang-related crime in their jurisdiction was committed with firearms, while 65 jurisdictions nationwide reported gang-related offenses carried out using firearms accounted for at least 95% of crime in their areas. Just how many gang members are inside the U.S.? The 2013 report refused to provide numbers, citing inconclusive reporting and lack of confidence in estimates. However, the FBI's previous report, released in 2011 and reviewed by W&D, estimated there was about 1.4 million active street, prison and outlaw motorcycle gang members in more than 33,000 gangs operating in all 50 states, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. A nation without a border isn't a nation. We can't continue to live the way we have. Open borders are a security threat to our people, culture, and our very way of life. Now many people know this because the mainstream media keeps it hidden. 95% of murder warrants in the sanctuary city of Los Angeles are for illegal aliens. Yet our politicians do not care. They are okay since most, if not all of them, live behind a fence and with armed security. It's us common folk who have to deal with these people who weren't even wanted in the cesspool they came from. People from Latin America aren't being persecuted for their religion or beliefs, so there is no reason to take them in. Only Venezuela is currently suffering a humanitarian crisis brought about by the Bernie Sanders-style socialism they decided to install in their once great and prosperous nation. Now they don't even have food or toilet paper. Feel the burn. Please share if you support the wall. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.